OH. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Convocation ceremony for the Ohio State University College of Optometry Mighty Class of 2017. I am Carla Zadnick, and I have the privilege of serving as the Dean of the College. Given the presence of our golden graduates on the stage, I'm going to take a little tiny moment of personal privilege and take a little trip down memory lane. My paternal grandfather, William Henry, was an optometrist in Stowe, Ohio, graduating from what was then the correspondence course at the Needles Institute in 1920. And this device is something he invented to distract children during an eye exam called the Henry fixation target. And the kid would squeeze a bulb, and this little acrobat guy would spin around. And his theory, probably not particularly true, was that the child relaxed her eyes more fully if she was concentrating on the acrobat at the far end of the room. So I recently found a letter dated 1925 from the head of the Northern Illinois College that said, "The system is very good and we demonstrate it to our students quite frequently, but we cannot leave it in the instrument room all the time as the students do nothing but play with it. They like to see the figure move and they just don't get anything else done." So it occurs to me that maybe we should have had this in the clinic for our students to play with, and yet I think they are such dedicated hard workers that they wouldn't have touched it at all, right, everybody? We are focused on optometric education and vision research. The mission of the college states that we educate excellent optometrists who reflect our diverse communities. In this, our 103rd year, the beginning of our second century of educating the optometrists who will provide eye care and save the vision of Ohioans, Americans, and the world citizen, I am struck by the talent, dedication, and accomplishments of the women and men seated before me. This evening represents the culmination of 4 years of study, 71 courses, more than 100,000 patient encounters, and maybe a few social events here and there, all of which have prepared these students for their bright future. One of the wonderful things about our college is that we function like a very close-knit neighborhood, everybody knows everybody, in a diverse, vibrant city that is the Ohio State campus. Today, it delights me that the mayor of that city is here to open our ceremony. Bruce McFerrin, an entomologist by training, joined Ohio State as the Vice President for Agricultural Administration and Dean of the College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Science in 2012, and became the Provost in 2016. I am proud to welcome him for the first time to Optometry's graduation festivities, the Executive Vice President and Provost, and my friend, Dr. Bruce McFerrin.
Wow, where do I start? Oh, wait, you're out there, okay. Dean Zadnick, faculty, administrators, families, honored guests, and most especially students. It's a great pleasure to join you here today. We're celebrating 57 students who've completed a rigorous program of coursework, research, clinical practice, and outreach to community health services to become the 2017 class of the College of Optometry at the Ohio State University. This college is a selective place. We have routinely over 500 applicants for 64 slots in a given year. And as impressive as it is to get the credentials to come in, more impressive to me is the accomplishment of these graduates as they leave. Our students' national board scores are consistently 10 to 15% above the national average for this important standard of excellence. Graduates of the Ohio State University College of Optometry are awarded top residencies around the country, and further 9 of these students will earn a master's degree as well as the Doctor of Optometry degree. Our students leave here prepared for their future and ours. I think you all join me in love of knowing that a doctor of optometry who graduated from The Ohio State University is among the best prepared in the nation, the best prepared in the world for their future. I particularly love this when it's my doctor of optometry who has those credentials, and by the way, it is. On the stage this afternoon, we have 19 doctors with us, each of whom graduated more than 50 years ago, at least 50 years ago. So I don't want to age you prematurely here. From our College of Optometry. Just imagine the patients that they have collectively served over that time span. People who have gained clear vision as a result of the gifts that they brought to their communities. Certainly thousands, likely tens of thousands of people have been touched. That, students, is impact. Some of these doctors are still in practice. James Bieber, are you over there? If my intelligence is correct, Dr. Bieber, who practices in Upper Arlington, just west of the Columbus campus here, actually saw patients this morning in his satellite office up in Mount Vernon, Ohio. In addition to the doctors on stage, I understand that there are folks in the audience who are members of optometric associations from around the state and around the country. On behalf of all of us here today, we thank you for your knowledge, your expertise, and your experience at improving the well-being of your patients. To our graduating students, I'm going to add to my expectation for your excellence in your chosen profession. I expect you to become even more than leading professionals. Some gathered here may not realize that the motto of The Ohio State University is education for citizenship. We count on our students and our alumni to find ways to make a difference in the world, wherever their world may be. That difference might be through leadership in their communities, participation in activities in their communities' schools, in their faith communities, perhaps in homeless shelters, or wherever they can find a way to be engaged in meaningful activities. We believe that as citizen leaders, you'll have special opportunities to demonstrate that leadership in the communities where you do your work and make your homes. Students, we count on you to be change agents for society, not just changing the vision of society, but changing society itself. Take our Buckeye spirit with you as you leave here and make sure that it goes throughout the world. On a final note, as Ohio State's Chief Academic Officer, I want to thank you students for choosing Ohio State as your university. Perhaps 50 years from now, you'll be seated on a stage to welcome the 2067 class of the College of Optometry to your noble profession. Now, Dr. Zadnik introduced me as an entomologist. Someplace in presentations, I often make a little pun because I'm an alum of Ohio State, so I often describe myself as a Buckeye and a bug guy. But I won't do that today. Instead, if you'll indulge me, if you can see your way clear to let me be punny, I'll simply say to our graduates, congratulations and go Buckeyes.
Thanks so much, Dr. McFerrin. Now, let me welcome some other luminaries, and if you're able, please stand as I acknowledge you. Our special guests include representatives from the Ohio State University Optometry Alumni Society, President Dr. Vince Driggs, Treasurer Dr. Chris Smiley, and board members Drs. Jim Bieber and Jeff Myers. We have representation from the Ohio Optometric Association, the statewide organization that ensures these students' future and their patients' access to them as optometrists. The college has an extraordinarily close relationship with the association that is the envy of most other states. Please join me in acknowledging Secretary-Treasurer Dr. Mike Early, Trustee Dr. Beth Muckley, and Executive Director Mr. Keith Kearns. Also joining me here on the stage are the college's academic leaders, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, Dr. Mike Early, and Associate Dean of Clinical Services, Dr. Greg Nixon. We are ably assisted by the staff of the college every day, and they're in attendance, but I'm not going to have them stand because they're out roaming the halls. I can see them through here, so please just give my staff a round of applause if you would. And vital to the lifeblood of the college, the people responsible for these students' education and the acquisition and dissemination of new knowledge in optometry and vision science are the faculty of The Ohio State University College of Optometry. I'll start by introducing the emeritus faculty, and then I'll have you all stand. Sitting with the faculty on stage today are emeritus faculty members Dr. Ron Jones, who is celebrating his 50th anniversary of having joined the college faculty, Dr. Greg Good, and Dr. Mike Pulaski. So faculty, would you all stand for a minute? Last but not least, I take great personal pleasure in introducing you to the high-achieving, irresistible, deeply committed Ohio State Optometry graduating class of 2017. You'll hear a lot more about them as the ceremony proceeds, but know that they are about to become our valued optometric colleagues. We will work with them, and we'll see them at reunions and professional conferences for many years to come. I think some of us may eventually work for them. They represent our legacy and the future of the profession of optometry. They wear that responsibility exceedingly well. Next, the graduating class and I work together to select a convocation speaker. It is the college's chance to honor someone, but I also hope that we can find someone whose words can carry the graduates forward. Today's speaker fills that bill. She is well known to the optometric profession. Dr. Barbara Caffrey graduated from the New England College of Optometry and received her PhD from the University of Waterloo in Ontario, Canada. Her work focuses on dry eye, both her research work and her clinical work, a common problem that affects patients' quality of life in significant ways. She has served the optometric profession well. She's a diplomate in the section on cornea, contact lenses, and refractive technologies for the American Academy of Optometry, and she currently serves that organization as its president-elect. Last autumn at a conference, when I heard Barbara give an impassioned, engaging speech describing the Academy's finances at its annual business meeting, and everyone was on the edge of their seats, I knew she was just the right person to inspire us today. Please welcome one of optometry's best, Dr. Barbara Caffrey.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. Dean Zadnik, Associate Deans Early and Nixon, Emeriti Good, Pulaski, and Jones, Golden graduates, faculty, class of 2017, friends, and family. It is a great honor and a great pleasure to stand before you today, the class of 2017. Such joyous occasions gives us time to pause, moments to reflect, a space to appreciate and congratulate. I ask you to take a deep breath right now and relax into the enjoyment of this ceremony with those who are witnessing it with you. Your accomplishments today should be acknowledged, and that is by family, friends, and other loved ones. There is much joy and hope in this room, and I can feel it. At some level, it must be breathtaking to stand in this moment, to stand at the tip of the high diving board, to peek out from the warm nest of this fine university, to wait, as we say in Canada, for the puck to drop. Because indeed, you are facing that thrilling and yes, terrifying time when everything changes, when you will set out on your own, when there will be only you and the patient, when there is no supervisor in the hall, when you join the ranks of the responsible clinician, and it is a huge responsibility. This experience of seeing patients, this continuous day-to-day event, will become the rhythm of your life and the beat of your heart. There must be a temptation for some of you graduates to believe that you have learned all that you need to learn, that your lessons are complete. But I am here to tell you that they've only just begun, that the challenges of working in healthcare will inform your life, that by witnessing the lives of your patients, you will become wise. And just to get you started on that road to wisdom, I would like to share 2 important lessons that I have learned, followed by 2 heartfelt wishes. For the first lesson, I will quote my mother. "Life is not always all about you, dear." Does this sound at all familiar? The truth of the matter is that the trust that is bestowed upon you by each patient changes everything. You will learn that it is certainly not all about you, that patients come first, that no matter your mood or level of fatigue, you must observe and listen with care, understand the worries and the needs of each patient, and prevent the loss of vision. You will be pleased to know that these lessons can be applied to the other aspects of your lives. As you come to understand the responsibilities that come with husbands, wives, and partners, children, and aging parents, you will more easily shift to put them first. The second lesson comes from the wisdom of biology. As healthcare providers, we are faced every day with the reality of disease, and disease is the great leveler. Blindness knows no boundaries, no religion, ethnicity, gender, or financial status. For everyone who loses sight, the results are the same: despair, isolation, and grief. By observing this common response, and it will happen far too often in your work, you will learn of our common biology. And how ironic that it is our eyes that blind us to this commonness, that those images of color and clothing, size and stature, to which we attribute so many meanings, are merely a deception, a construct of our human frailty. It will become clear that these manufactured differences cannot be found in the failing pulse of an optic nerve or in the beat of a broken heart. And now the wishes. I hope that as you practice and practice and practice, because that is what happens as the years go by, that you do not lose your own vision. I mean this both literally and figuratively. You may not be aware that it has been shown that we do not look after our own eyes very well, and that glaucoma is often diagnosed very late in the optometric community. But keeping to the philosophical, I ask you to use your eyes and your peripheral vision to look around you. Your skills are portable. Take them to the third world, if you will, but do not forget your state, your city, or the nearest homeless shelter. You are needed in many places. As healthcare providers, we must never forget that simply being poor is a major risk factor for disease, and not because of access to care or the ability to pay for medicines. Be aware of the inequalities in healthcare and be an agent for change. I also hope that you use your skills within the profession. Perhaps you can push for scope of practice changes within your state and work with your association. And if you have any desire to delight me or your dean, you will become a fellow of the American Academy of Optometry and contribute to the education and science aspects of your profession. I encourage you to find a specialty that excites you and earn your diplomate status. I encourage you to submit lectures and the results of research papers to share your knowledge with fellow optometrists. And as the years speed by and they will, you will experience the ups and downs of life. There will be births and deaths, illness and wellness. You will fall in and out of love, but you will always have your work, that disciplined, rigorous way of life. And in the end, I hope that you can say that you lived the good life, that you bettered the world, that you fulfilled the promise of this glorious day. I will close with a personal story. My mother came to Canada as an immigrant on a rickety ship from Scotland when she was 2 years old. Her parents had no work and no hope in that dreary country. When she started dating my father, she almost called it off when she met his mother, the formidable Irish woman who was known to have thrown a priest off her porch, as only the Irish can. My mother's heart was won by this woman, however, when she spoke an Irish blessing at a family gathering. As a secular scientist, I am prone to saying goodbye with an unsentimental, see you soon, good luck, or an a biento. But I have chosen to send you off to your professional lives with the haunting words of my grandmother, who I never met. These words that blessed family members as they set off to sea, never to be seen again, carry with them a weight and a sincerity that I bestow on you today as you embark on your own journey. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Congratulations to the class of 2017.
Barbara, thank you so much. And we have kind of an odd, coveted little gift for you that you may or may not want to don, but I do want you to open it, okay? I know this was unscripted, sorry. Nothing like bringing a distinguished speaker and then catching her off guard. Oh, nice. Thank you very, very much. As we enter our second century, we began a tradition 2 years ago, and we invite, usually, past 2 years I've been dean, we've invited the 50-year reunion class to join us. But this year that was problematic because there was no Doctor of Optometry class of 1967, because it's when we went from a bachelor's degree to an OD degree. So instead, we invited anyone who had graduated in 1964 or earlier to join us, and please give one more round of applause to our golden graduates. And speaking on their behalf, I heard from Dr. Bob Liggett of Circleville, Ohio, who was a member of the class of 1964, where he got his bachelor's, and 68 for his OD degree. Some of you may know him as a champion giant pumpkin grower at the Circleville Pumpkin Show, and he wrote me a letter, and he said, apologizing that he couldn't be here, he said, "The college has provided me the opportunity to care for patients that over time are really friends. I can only hope that each new doctor of optometry has as much enjoyment and satisfaction with the profession as I have had." So Dr. Liggett wishes you all a long life of happy optometry, is how I would paraphrase that. Next, we're joining the Optometry Alumni Society in celebrating two of our own that we have selected for special recognition. The first is the 2017 Early Professional Achievement Award, and that award goes to Dr. Jamie Casper from the class of 2004. Let me tell you a little bit about Jamie. He came to us having almost completed a PhD in chemistry, which he then finished. He was the president of his class, has since graduation served as a past president of the North Carolina Optometric Society. He also frequently goes on our own student volunteer optometric services to humanity trips, and so many of our students already know him well from those trips. And I have heard that he fences competitively. So please join me in welcoming to the podium Dr. Jamie Casper, a Renaissance man.
Thank you for the kind introduction, Dean Zadnik, and I thank the Optometry Alumni Society Board, the Ohio State faculty members, and you, the graduates, for this honor to be before you to speak. I don't need to tell you how proud I am of the Ohio State Optometry family. I loved my classmates. The education provided to me was second to none, and I fiercely defend this school as the best in the country. You all know it was challenging, but I have no questions you are prepared to be a doctor. I only have a few minutes to inspire you to greatness, so I'm going to break it down to just a few thoughts. The first one is stay connected to your classmates. In this age of social media, to have a group to bounce ideas and thoughts, it's invaluable. Use your classmates for questions. I know I relied on my classmates, especially those that completed pediatric residencies. Dr. Early and Dr. Culp gave me great, strong background in pediatrics, but I did an ocular disease residency, and I hadn't seen kids for a while, and I needed advice, and my classmates knew more than me, and they helped me through, especially growing a private practice. Pediatrics is hands down the way that is done. Now we use it just to refer patients around the country to each other. So I have classmates from all the way from Seattle to Florida to Texas, pick a state. And we actually have seen patients from Ohio that have transferred down into North Carolina. Which leads me to the next point is live where you want to live. My residency director and mentor, Dr. David Bijot, he said to me, he said, Jamie, if you're a good doctor, patients will find you. That's when I was trying to determine where I wanted to go. And he was correct. He said, you are all good doctors, and your patients will find you. But you're going to want to do something outside of optometry, and so find a place where you can do it. For me, the sun, the ocean called. I went to the coast of North Carolina. But you all find where you want to call home and make it home. Another key point that I wish was told to me was that know that your first job may not be your last job. I started out employed by a group ophthalmology practice, was there for 3 years. Then I worked 3 years in 5 different practices, 5 days a week. All different practices, each day, each week, until I could save up enough money that I could buy into a private practice. It's a tough decision. I don't like debt. It's all funny money. At that point, it is. Make your idea of practicing optometry a reality, and don't be afraid of failure. I was scared when I got the loan to buy the practice. I'm still paying the student loans and the practice loans. I imagine that some of our golden graduates may still be paying their student loans. But that's okay. That's okay. Stay focused on the dream, be it academia, be it research, be it private practice. It is worth the risk to practice the way you want to practice. Lastly, and very importantly, stand strong and united for your profession. Continue with your state associations. Participate when you can make a difference. I am part of North Carolina's current scope battle, and it is heated. But we need to advance our practice and our profession. We need to defend our profession when challenged and always stay involved in advocacy. I thank you for your time. I wish you all the best in your careers. Love your profession and love Ohio State Optometry. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Jamie, for those words of wisdom and a token of our appreciation and a picture, I think. He's given me the sign. Right here? The 2017 Distinguished Alumnus of the Year Award, which is the highest honor bestowed by the Ohio State University Optometry Alumni Society and the college, goes to Dr. Loretta Shotka Flynn. Loretta graduated from our college, listen to this, some of you, with both her optometry and master's degrees in 1992 and went to work in a department of ophthalmology. After that, she pursued a PhD in epidemiology while still working, and she brings credit to optometry, to Case Western Reserve University, and to the Ohio State Optometry every day. The program lists her many accolades and achievement. I've known her since the early 90s when she joined a study that we were participating in as a local principal investigator. She's gone on to excellence in a department of ophthalmology where she is a full professor, and that is a singular achievement. Please welcome Loretta Shotka-Flynn to the podium to give you a few words of wisdom.
Good evening, Dean Zadnik, Dr. Driggs and the Alumni Society, esteemed faculty, friends, family, and most importantly, the OSU Optometry Class of 2017. It's been exactly 25 years since I walked across this convocation stage in my seafoam green, and I've been a graduate of this amazing program. Coming from that school in that state up north, which I won't mention, I didn't know exactly what to expect when I reached Ohio, but it's been more than 25 years and I've not left since. I'm extremely honored to receive this award. Most importantly, congratulations to the class of 2017. Now you're our colleagues in the profession. You should feel immensely proud of your achievement. My advice is similar to Dr. Caffrey's. Continue to seek higher education, educating yourself in this field and outside of this field, and to seek mentorship upon your chosen path, whatever path you choose. That might be practice, academia, industry, or continued training. I wouldn't be standing here today without my strong mentors. In school, it was Dr. Hill, Fink, Barr, the Quinns, and Dean Zadnik. Even before she came to Ohio, I always wanted to be like Carla. She's the only woman that you could just say Carla in this profession, and everyone knows who you're talking about. In my own faculty development, it's been Dr. Jonathan Lass, who is my chair in the Department of Ophthalmology at Case Western Reserve. So make the most of your professional relationships, and the mentors that you meet will lead you places. For me, those were mentors in optometric research. I've made industry colleagues, ophthalmology clinical faculty, and leaders in the Academy of Ophthalmology. I'll also echo what Dr. Caffrey said, is join your academy. It's a wonderful place and a wonderful family. For those of you who are looking for mentors, it might be your residency director, it might be an academy mentor or an academy leader, your practice partners, and other previous faculties and others. Never underestimate the power of your professional colleagues. I'm extremely honored to receive this award today, as I'm sure that every other nominee was just as capable, if not more. If you're like me 25 years ago, the last 4 years have been the best 4 years of your life, and the colleagues sitting around you are going to be your lifelong friends and colleagues. It doesn't get much better than this. So congratulations again to the class of 2017, and also thanks to my husband and kids for being here today.
Congratulations, Loretta. Wonderful. Many of you in the audience may or may not know that in addition to our optometry program, we also house a graduate program in vision science. It is one of only 6 such programs based at major universities in the United States, and our master's and PhD students have historically filled many leadership roles in academic optometry. Please welcome Dr. Andy Hartwick, Associate Professor, to the podium, where he will present our 2017 graduate students.
Thank you, Dean Zadnik. Will all the combined ODMS students please stand up and line up to stage left? All of our graduates in our front rows today have had extensive training on the current state of knowledge that underlies optometry and its practice. However, as we've learned from our speakers, that knowledge base is ever expanding, and the practice of optometry is constantly evolving as new evidence is obtained that furthers our knowledge about the eye and the conditions that affect it. In this class, 9 students had the intellectual curiosity and the perseverance to pursue research projects and earn their master's degree in vision science on top of their Doctor of Optometry degree. They took extra courses, they conducted scientific investigations, wrote a thesis, fought their nerves to defend it in front of a panel of faculty, and hopefully had a little bit of fun along the way. These students will receive their master's degree at tomorrow's graduation ceremony at the SHU. But today we will present each of these students with a $500 award and either the James A. Bing or Vincent J. Ellerbrock Award. To give you some background on these awards, the James A. Bing Award was established in 1947 by the Ohio Optometric Association in honor of Dr. Bing. The award recognizes outstanding graduates for their work in the area of visual perception. The Vincent J. Ellerbrock Award was established in 1966 in memory of Dr. Vincent Ellerbrock, former professor of optometry and vision science. The award recognizes exceptional student achievement in the field of vision science. I will announce each student, his or her advisor, the award received, and the title of the thesis. And I'd like to ask, once I introduce the student with the advisor, come pick up the award from me. First, we have Dr. Erin Andrews, whose supervisor was Dr. Tom Rash. She will be receiving the James A. Bing Award for her thesis entitled Computer-Assistive Adaptive Methods of Measuring Visual Acuity. Next, we have Marissa Siamaka, whose advisor is Dr. Dean Van Nasdale. She will be receiving the Vincent Ellerbrock Award for her thesis entitled Foveal Phase Retardation Correlation with Henle Fiber Layer Thickness. Next, we have Melissa Eckes, whose advisor is Dr. T.J. Plegeman, who will be receiving the Vincent J. Ellerbrock Award for her thesis entitled Shroom 3 Localization and Apical Constriction during the Development of the Crystalline Lens in the Mouse Embryo. Next, we have Eric Kunsch, whose advisor is Dr. Aaron Zimmerman. He will be receiving the Vincent Ellerbrock Award for his thesis entitled Eye and Head Movements in Novice Baseball Players versus College Baseball Players. And now I'd like to introduce Daniel Main, whose advisor is Dr. Dean Van Nasdale. She will be receiving the James Bing Award for her thesis entitled Dynamic Aperture Imaging with an Adaptive Optics Scanning Laser Ophthalmoscope. And now we have Daniel Orr, who will be presented by her advisor, Dr. Don Moody. She will receive the Bing Award for her thesis entitled The Effect of Refractive Error in Light Exposure on Red and Blue Light-Driven Pupil Responses. Now I'm pleased to introduce Lauren Pallett, whose advisor is Dr. Margene Culp. She will receive the Bing Award for her thesis entitled Screening of Children Study, Evaluation of Tests of Suppression. And now, my pleasure to introduce Winston Posvar. He was supervised by Dr. Stacy Choi. He will be awarded his thesis by a member of the thesis committee, Dr. Tom Rash. He will receive the Ellerbrock Award for his thesis entitled Variation of Ocular Parameters in Young Normal Eyes. And last but certainly not least, I present to you Kimberly Renner, whose advisor was Dr. Jeff Wallin, and she'll be awarded her award by a member of her thesis committee, Dr. Terry Gossard. She will receive the Bing Award for her thesis entitled Academic Performance of Oilers School Students After Receiving Spectacle Correction. And one last time, please join me in congratulating these 9 students.
Okay, it's time for the main event, the moment you've all been waiting for. Audience, you've only been waiting about 45 minutes, but these talented students have anticipating this for the last 4 years. So let me give you a little game plan of what's going to happen next. Family and friends, the graduates are assembled in the front rows in alphabetical order, and they will come to the stage and be hooded in the optometric academic regalia one by Drs. Early and Nixon. For several graduates, we will continue our tradition of, if they have a relative who is an optometrist, regardless of whether they're an Ohio State graduate or not, that person will join them to hood them. One of our past guest hooders told us the relationships created because of Ohio State are numerous and immeasurable. Wherever you plant an OH, expect an IO to grow. So family members, please feel free to come to the front of the auditorium to take photographs of your person as they're hooded. Try to come down quietly so that you don't disturb the people who are before them. Don't block the professional photographer in the front row. We promise we will share his pictures, and please don't fall into the orchestra pit. E.F. Wildermuth Professor Don Muty is deeply honored because he was selected by the class to read their names. He will also read a couple of sentences that each student supplied to him so that you can get to know them just a little bit better. After hooding, they will be welcomed to the optometric profession and to the Ohio State University Optometry Alumni Society by Dr. Driggs. Soon to be doctors of optometry, Drs. Early, Nixon, and Dr. Muty, here we go.
So the song goes a little bit like, you only know you love them when you let them go, sort of like that. Every time I've heard that song this year, I've thought of you, graduates. It's not completely accurate because we've loved you since we met you. But the part that reminds me of graduation is sort of the bittersweet truth that your parents already know. The whole point of raising you up to become the wonderful people you are is to make you ready to leave and join the world. And it's the same for us as faculty. There's a bittersweet that the whole point of helping you on your journey to being capable and caring optometrists is to make you ready, in the words of Dr. Bob Newcomb, ready to get out there and save some vision. So friends and family, don't be shy about making a little noise. Your graduates have waited a long time for this, and it is my deep, deep honor to be able to put their names together with the word, the magic word, that they have worked so hard to earn. Dr. Ryan Alpino. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. If you want to be late for class, put a ping pong table in the mailroom. Dr. Hadia Amin. Hadia looks forward to traveling and spending as much time as she can with her cat. Dr. Emily Amweg. Emily would like to thank her husband Jason, her family, and her friends for all their support, humor, occasional reminders to, quote, breathe and realize you will get through this, and encouragement over the past 4 years. She is grateful for the friendship she has made and is looking forward to beginning her career with Ohio Eye Associates in their Mount Gilead office following graduation. Dr. Aaron Andrews. Erin Andrews plans to move to Cincinnati, where she will be working at the Cincinnati Eye Institute. She is a newlywed and is excited to begin a new chapter of her life in many aspects. But her married name, Dr. Rolfs, is just slightly disappointed that she will now never have a superior title of doctor compared to the sports reporter with whom she shares her name. Dr. Jenna Bailey. Jenna Bailey, known by most as J-Bay, would like to thank her parents for providing her with a Godiva chocolate bar before every exam in optometry school. Her sister for being her biggest fan, her classmates for keeping her sane these last 4 years, and her professors for their continued support and encouragement. She's excited to travel before beginning her residency at the Eye Center of Toledo. Dr. Jordan Booth. Jordan is thankful for all the amazing friends, teachers, and memories made in optometry school. There have been many rounds of golf, ping pong games, band keratopathy concerts, and so much more. Jordan is excited to see what the next chapter in life has in store for him. Dr. Peter Bashinsky. Hooding Dr. Bashinsky will be his father and mother, Drs. Deborah and William Bashinsky, classes of 1983 and 1984. I've been lucky enough to share the past 5 years with some truly amazing people here at OSU, from standing in for Dr. Early to learning to never, ever take Dr. Lai seriously. I have enjoyed sharing the lab, classroom, clinic, and basketball, hockey, football, volleyball, softball, soccer fields with my classmates and friends. My only wish is that the Fighting Iris lives on in the hearts of all. Dr. Thomas Bauscher. Hooding Dr. Bauscher will be his mother, Dr. Karen Bauscher, class of 1992. Well done. There are many people who helped make my experience in optometry school a success. Specifically, I would like to thank my parents, my fiancée, and all of my friends for helping me succeed throughout these 4 years. I will reflect on my time in optometry school with an appreciation for the friendships that were built and the memories that will last a lifetime. I'm also grateful for the time I was able to invest towards an improved golf game. It has set the expectations high for retirement. Dr. Elizabeth Brubaker. Elizabeth would like to say a big thank you to her classmates who have become more like family over the past 4 years. Thank you to her dog, Macula, for surviving the many late nights of studying with her, and that she's excited to be returning home to practice in the community that she grew up in Northwest Ohio. Dr. Marissa Siamaka. A quote If you want to know where your heart is, look where your mind goes when it wanders. For as long as I can remember, my mind has wandered to this exact day, the day we all become optometrists. Many countdowns have led to this moment, and from here, I look forward to moving to Maryland and beginning a residency at the Baltimore VA. Dr. Chelsea Devitt. As the lyrical poet Drake once said, started from the bottom, now we're here. I am glad to have finally made it and look forward to answering all the eye-related questions at future family functions. Dr. Jenna DeWald. Jenna has accepted a full-time position in Hamilton, Ohio. She and her husband plan to move back to and settle in the Pacific Northwest in the future. Dr. Benjamin Doring. I want to thank The Ohio State University College of Optometry for giving me the opportunity to achieve my dream of being a Buckeye. Whether the journey takes me somewhere here in the States or to my other home in Switzerland, Ohio State will always stay with me. I would like to part with this quote by Albert Einstein. Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, while imagination embraces the entire world and all there is to know and understand. Dr. Ashley Deuce. I just want to say thanks to my family and friends, especially my parents, in supporting all my dreams and teaching me to reach for the stars. I also want to wish the best of luck to the class of 2017 in all their future endeavors. Dr. Melissa Eckes. Melissa absolutely loved the past 8 years at The Ohio State University, full of friends, football, penguins, and occasionally class. She is excited to begin the next step in Cincinnati at Wing Eye Care. Dr. John Elsinger. John enjoyed his 4 years of optometry education at OSU and couldn't imagine going anywhere else for it. John plans on returning to Northwest Ohio to begin his optometric career. Dr. Jeff Fardink. Jeff will be following his wife, Christina, to Richmond, Virginia, where she got an exciting and fancy software job involving both ones and zeros. Oh, Jeff got a job too. Dr. Rachel Ferguson. Rachel is grateful for all the friends and memories made over the past 4 years and is excited to move south to begin a residency in Columbia, South Carolina. Dr. Vincent Ferlita. I feel honored and proud to have been able to share these last 4 years with my amazing classmates. However, to me, this is only the beginning. I want to continue to become the best husband, doctor, and man I can be. Dr. Nicholas Ryan Green. I don't know what's more impressive, that I graduated or that I graduated without needing coffee. Although lots of cookies were needed. Regardless, it's been good, Ohio. Go Bucks. Dr. Cassandra Higbee. From sewing on white coat patches to altering wedding dresses, I want to thank you all for helping fund my optometry school extracurriculars. I couldn't think of a better group of people to help me complete my long journey of finally receiving a degree from The Ohio State University. Dr. Sarah Hitchman. I would like to thank my fellow classmates for many wonderful memories. I'm excited to continue my optometric path at the Cincinnati Eye Institute, where I will surely be able to use my experience with the band keratopathy. Dr. Samantha Helzer. Optometry school has easily been my hardest triumph. Through all the struggles, mostly with staying awake in class, I've always been a night owl. I'm grateful for the wonderful friends I have made, the opportunities I've had to help others, and the personal growth I've experienced. Still not a morning person, though. Dr. Matthew Karras. Matthew would like to thank the love and support of his son Eli and his wife, Dr. Lisa Karras. Thanks, Dr. Lisa. That's him. Dr. Laura Knight. From white coat to seafoam green hood, I'm standing where many have stood, honored and proud to be among the great. Together, one last time, our futures await. At times it got tough, though we never quit it. Hey guys, here we are. We finally did it. Dr. Valerie Korb. Valerie has been looking forward to graduation day since her first day of orientation in room 33. She is beyond grateful to her family for their endless love and support, and she is thankful for the wonderful friends and memories she's made over the past 4 years. Look out, Dr. Donald Korb. There's another Dr. Korb in town. Dr. Kelsey Krimpaski. Not only did I achieve my career goals at OSU, I found a home and a family. In the words of Winnie the Pooh. How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. How firm thy friendship, oh hi, oh. Dr. Bradley Kubas. Hooding Dr. Kubas will be his wife, Dr. Tiffany Kubas, class of 2016. Being the youngest in my family, I am rarely the first to do something. But coming to optometry school, I thought I would be the first Dr. Kubas. Sadly, however, it turns out that my wife ended up beating me to it. Dr. Eric Kunch. Eric is still hoping to pursue his dream of becoming a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. But for now, a late 20s, non-mutant, adequate optometrist is the best backup plan. Upon graduation, Eric is excited to be completing an ocular disease residency at the Cincinnati Eye Institute. Dr. Helen Lee. I would like to thank my fellow classmates for diagnosing me with a retinal detachment when it was actually white without pressure. Frantically concerned about if I was going to be okay, I would also like to thank Dr. Lai for proclaiming, "You're not okay, yeah, but your eyes are fine." Dr. Corey Miller Leland. Corey would like to thank his family for all of their support and for making the very long drive to be here today. He is also excited to be moving back to Nebraska and spending some much overdue time with his 2-year-old nephew, Cashton. Dr. Christina Leonardo. The road to becoming a doctor has been challenging, but I am proud to have reached this destination with the guidance and encouragement of my parents and the support of my loving husband. Dr. Leonardo will see you now. Dr. Nicole Maciag. Putting Dr. Maciag will be her uncle, Dr. Terrence Templeton, class of 1978. I would like to thank all my friends, family, and professors for helping me reach my goals in becoming an optometrist. I appreciate all of your love and support these past 4 years. I'm very excited that I will be starting my career in Columbia, South Carolina, post-graduation, and look forward to my future in the eye care profession. Dr. Danielle Main. I would like to thank my wonderful husband, friends and family, especially my parents and sister, for all of their support. I'm excited to join a private ophthalmology practice in Troy, Michigan, and I'm looking forward to finally living in the same state as my husband. Dr. Taylor McGann. There we go. Taylor would like to thank all of her loved ones for their incredible support over the past 4 years, After graduation, she will be continuing on as a Buckeye by starting her pediatric vision therapy and rehab residency here at OSU. Dr. Erin Meffin. Erin, daughter of Al and Monica Meffin, would like to thank her loving family and friends for their continued support of her dreams. She is grateful for the experiences she's had building patience and persistence in optometry school and looks forward to a future requiring a lot less caffeine. Dr. Derek Metz. Derek would like to wish the best to his fellow classmates in all of their future endeavors. He would also like to thank all those who helped him along the way, no matter how big or small. A special thanks goes to his family for unknowingly providing him housing in their home for the unforeseeable future. Dr. Nicole Orell Michaels. I would like to thank my husband Kiefer and both our families for all of their love, support, and encouragement over the last 4 years. I'm so grateful for the lifelong friendships and memories we've made as classmates, and I'm looking forward to beginning my career after graduation at a private optometry practice in my hometown. Dr. Corey Miller. I want to thank my family and friends for supporting me as I tortured them through my initial 4-hour exams and 10 scans through the cornea. I also want to thank my fellow classmates for making this journey fly by in the blink of an eye. Dr. Kurt Mills. Optometry school has taught Kurt not to set alarms for PM instead of AM to wake up for an exam. That cheese is unfortunately not on the list of foods that are protective against macular degeneration, and that you will find the best of friends in the back row of room 22. After graduation, Kurt looks forward to moving to the Pacific Northwest and running the New York City Marathon. He would like to thank his family, friends, and classmates for their love and support. Dr. Chelsea Monroe. If somebody told me back when my parents dropped me off at my first Ohio apartment that the next 4 years would be filled with such excitement, adventure, knowledge, and joy, I would have wildly underestimated exactly what that would look like. I've gotten to learn in 4 states and 2 countries, to attend more events than my roommates and I can take selfies of, and to meet some wonderful people that I'll love for a lifetime. The next 4 years have big shoes to fill. Dr. Danielle Orr. Hooding Dr. Orr will be her great aunt, Dean Carla Zadnik. Danielle could not be more proud to continue the legacy of optometry in her family. Apparently it skips a generation. She will be continuing her education with a residency at the Columbus and Chillicothe VAs. Dr. Mark Ortiz. After spending the past 8 years at The Ohio State University, I look forward to beginning my residency at the University of Alabama, Birmingham this summer. I have many fond memories from my time in Columbus, from football in the fall to running on the Olentangy Trail, and of course, Adriatico's Pizza. Next year, you can be sure that when people ask if I'm Bama or Auburn, I will reply, I am all Buckeye. I-O! Dr. Lauren Pallett. Thank you, Optometry School, for all these memories I'll never forget, from eating beignets in New Orleans, to hiking the mountains of Utah, to finally finding the aura on BIO, and also for showing me that my friends and family are the best support system without whom I wouldn't have been able to do all of this. Dr. Nikita Jayesh Patel. There was one quote I had in mind that motivated me throughout optometry school. It's a quote from my spiritual leader, Pramukh Swami Maharaj. Hard work plus prayer equals success. I truly learned the meaning of those words. I can't even find the words to thank God, my guru, my parents, my brother, and my fiancée for supporting me through school and having my back no matter what. We finally did it. Dr. Winston Pasvar. I would like to thank my wife Jackie, my father and mother, my grandmother, and the rest of my family and friends, all of whom made today possible. Dr. Kimberly Renner. Along with graduating, Kim is so excited to be getting married in 14 days and become Dr. Rock. The first step of her marriage and optometry career is to get a cat, preferably an orange kitty. That sounds nice. Dr. Emma Reynolds. Before Emma starts her ocular disease residency at the Columbus VA Hospital, she has made sure that the first prescription she writes is for a well-deserved break, complete with as much Netflix as needed. Doctor's orders. Dr. Kirsty Ellen Ream. Kirsty has spent the last 4 years of optometry school taking lots of selfies with her friends, family, classmates, and professors. There it is. Complete the cycle from white coat to graduation, especially after her famous selfie white coat ceremony. After graduation, she is starting her journey back to the South to complete her residency in low vision and ocular disease in Lexington, Kentucky. Dr. Kelsey Rumford. I want to thank my family for their continual support and encouragement. Billy for keeping me calm and believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. And my friends who, except for Melissa, were always ready to relieve some stress with a night out. I wouldn't have made it this far without you. Dr. Katrina Slarman. Standing here, looking back, I see how fast 8 years can really go. I feel so lucky to be able to experience today with all my family and friends. I'm sad to see this chapter end, but I look forward to the life that I will begin now, and I'm excited to start my career back in good old Mercer County with Fishbaugh Family Eye Care. Dr. Rachel Siegel. You bet. Two things that define you: your patience when you have nothing, and your attitude when you have everything. As a first-generation college graduate from a small rural town, earning a doctorate degree and going on to own a private practice in nearby Union City, Pennsylvania isn't exactly the norm. With the unwavering support of her family and friends she considers family, Rachel is humbled by the opportunities optometry school has provided to make her first bucket list from one of her 5th grade notebooks a reality. Dr. Weston Tootin. Putting Dr. Tootin will be his brother, Dr. Will Tootin, ODMS class of 2009, his brother. No white coat, no problem. Hopefully we didn't just have a repeat of White Coat Ceremony 2014. Now it looks pretty good from here. Here's to 4 years of trivia on Sunday nights on Hampton's patio, post-exam meetings at Hangover Easy, jam sessions with the band Keratopathy and the Circle of Least Confusion, and Isai tailgates, parties, and bowling tournaments. Thank you all for 4 great years. Cheers to the class of 2017. Dr. Jenna Tyler. Jenna looks forward to beginning her career in her hometown of Columbus, Ohio. Dr. Caitlin Walker. I cannot express how thankful I am to my wonderful family and friends for all of their encouraging words and prayers throughout the past 4 years. I was always reminded that it takes a lot of chutzpah to chase your goals, and I've been blessed with the support to do just that. I'm proud to say that I'm always a Wisconsin Badger, but now forever a Buckeye. Dr. Nicole Wenman. From Badger to Buckeye, I always dreamed of doing this on my graduation day. Drive on down the field, men of scarlet and gray. In the words of Dr. Mike Early, I'm back. Certainly last but not least, Dr. Chad Zumberger. Chad would like to thank his friends and family for their support. He couldn't have asked for a better class to spend 4 years with. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, that is your class of 2017.
Congratulations, doctors. Now, we're going to do two things. These hoods are devils, aren't they? I can see they're falling off. So I want you to sit up straight, right? Help each other out, straighten the person's next to you. Because your next task, I would like you to stand up, just you, not you. Just the ones in the front, the ones in the green. Stand up, please. Now I want you to turn around, look across the room for your family, friends, and loyal supporters, and thank them for, well, everything by giving them the best round of applause we've heard yet today. They certainly could not have done it without all of you. You can remain standing, as well as what I'd like is every optometrist on the stage or in the audience to please stand, and we will recite the optometric oath together. It's on the last page of the program. I'll give you a minute to find it. And we're going to say it all together, so I'll just get us started, and then you read along with me. Raise your right hand. With full deliberation, I solemnly pledge that I will practice the art and science of optometry to the fullest scope of my competence. I will uphold and honorably promote the highest standards, ethics, and ideals. I will provide professional care with concern, compassion, and due regard for human rights and dignity. I will place the treatment of those who seek my care above personal gain and strive to see that none shall lack for proper care. I will hold as privileged all information entrusted to me in confidence by my patients. I will advise my patients fully and honestly of all which may serve to restore, maintain, or enhance their vision and general health. I will strive continuously to broaden my knowledge and skills. I will share information with my fellow optometrists and other professionals for the benefit of my patients. I will do my utmost to serve my community, my country, and humankind as a citizen as well as an optometrist. Thanks very much. So all of you can be seated. Except for one of you, who I think is probably headed to the stage. Our next speaker is going to speak on behalf of the class of 2017. Dr. Elizabeth Brubaker graduated from The Ohio State University, where she also served as president of the Pre-Optometry Club. Please welcome four-time optometry class of 2017 president, Dr. Elizabeth Brubaker.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the class of 2017, we would like to greatly thank you all for being here today with us. As I was thinking of the best way to summarize the past 4 years as simple as possible, the first thing that came to my mind was a roller coaster ride. So I invite you all to reminisce as I take you on a little ride through our past 4 years. I remembered the first week of optometry school like it was yesterday. We all entered the amusement park that we call the College of Optometry, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. We all came from many states across the country, excited to begin the next chapter in our lives. The first week I can compare to that feeling when you're getting in line, or when you're in line waiting for the roller coaster. You stand there in line for what seems like hours, watching the ride thrill others as you patiently wait for your turn. That's how welcome week felt. We all got a small taste of what was ahead of us, and we were filled with lots of excitement and suspense. Then that first day of lecture, we heard the professors all read their syllabus, and they tell us what they expected of us. That feeling was the feeling that you get right before you get on the roller coaster, and you second guess yourself that you can actually get on the ride. You try to find a way out and realize that the only way out is to get into the roller coaster. So you jump in the seat with all that you have. So we all jumped into optometry school and gave it our best. I believe that most of us would agree that first semester was one of the most trying times of our lives. We had a lot of adjustments in our lives, not much sleep, lots of stress, but we pushed right on. The first semester is what I compare to the feeling that you get when the roller coaster takes off. You lose your breath just a little, clench your teeth, and prepare for the road ahead. About 2/3 of the way through the semester, we began to climb the first hill of the roller coaster as we were slowly figuring out our learning styles and learning to master our new study habits. Things were beginning to click, well, at least in most of the classes. Some of us, it took the entire semester to get on Dr. Early's level to even take notes. But at the top of that first hill is comparable to the feeling that we all felt right before finals week. We then compare that first finals week to that feeling you get when you fall off the top of the first hill and you go zooming down the hill at top speed. But we blinked and we had made it safely through our first week of optometry school finals, and it was amazing to look back and realize how much we had learned. We then trekked on riding the coaster. The second semester was filled with a few hills and drops, but then an exciting hill as we climbed towards our white coat ceremony. That's a day we can all vividly remember as one of the most exciting days yet. That day, we put on our very new bright white coats that are no longer bright or white anymore, but we earned them as an optometry family. That feeling was the wonderful feeling once again at the top of the roller coaster. We had all felt accomplished and proud of what we had achieved. We then coasted through our last summer off as we returned for the fall semester well rested and ready to go for yet another busy semester. This semester was different though because it was our first semester in clinic as we were putting our newly learned knowledge to practice. This semester brought about many memories that we'll never forget. I invite you all to think back to that first feeling that you got when you saw the retina for the first time by yourself. Many of that happened as Dr. Godey was peering over our shoulder, smiling from ear to ear because she said that was one of her favorite parts of her job when we got to first do that on our own. I think we can all agree that was an exciting moment that we all take for granted now because it has become so easy for us. That semester continued to be filled with many exciting ups and downs as we struggled to balance school and clinical practice. But we all survived the ride and moved on together. During the spring of our second semester, that semester brought about a wonderful roller coaster of emotions. I think many of you also have a memory from this semester, as some of you got to see the fruits of our labor as we performed our first complete eye exams on our very willing guinea pigs, most of you. Thank you all for sitting through our 2 or more hour-long eye exams. I can personally promise that when you come to see us now, we won't take 2 hours again. But we want to thank you all for being there to help us celebrate that milestone. We then went on a few more hills and valleys and then reached another high of the roller coaster, as we had all felt accomplished after seeing a few patients in clinic and finishing yet another semester. We then went zooming down the next hill as we officially became third years and moved into the summer semester. It was a rough point of the ride because we no longer had breaks from school, and this was our first semester in clinic. Dr. Godey once described the learning curve for this semester as straight up. I feel that we can all agree that the amount that we learned during our first semester in clinic was pretty amazing. This was the first time that many of us learned the true meaning of train wreck, which is the meaning that we use to describe a rough day in clinic. It's nice, though, that sitting here today, we can look back on those stressful days, we can laugh at our reactions, and be thankful for those are the days that made us stronger and better clinicians. Third year continued to be filled with many ups and downs as we mastered our new skills in clinic. It then seemed to come to a quick and painful halt, as if you've reached the top of the roller coaster and it stops at the top. All of a sudden, you're stuck at the top of the coaster, and a million thoughts are racing through your head. That's the feeling we had last winter while we were studying for our first round of boards. I'm sure many of you saw us while we were stressed trying to balance classes, clinicals, and studying as much as possible. We continued to push on, and all of a sudden the roller coaster started moving again, and we were back to enjoying the beautiful ride. As we reached the end of third year, we began to feel a mixture of emotions. The roller coaster had provided many ups and downs over the past 3 years, but mainly the happy moments stood out to us, and we were extremely sad to leave our classmates. That feeling during fourth year was a wonderful ride of small hills and valleys that brought big smiles to our faces. We learned a lot at each of our rotations and enjoyed life as much as possible. Some of us got to enjoy new adventures, such as running a half marathon in a new city nearly every weekend over the past year. Some got to hit the slopes in Salt Lake City, and some got to hike through the mountains of Vermont, all while we were learning as much as possible at our rotation sites. Then, as we've all come back together this week, I describe that feeling as the feeling that you get as the coaster comes to a screeching halt. The seatbelt catches you, and you gently coast back to where the ride all began. This past week, we've made our way back to Columbus to be together once again. The seatbelt that caught you is what I compare to the reminder of friendships that have kept us safely in our seat throughout the past 4 years, and is frankly what has brought us safely here to the end. Today symbolizes that feeling as you unbuckle from the roller coaster, with a huge smile on your face from the amazing thrill that you just had. We're walking away from the roller coaster, talking about the great ride we had, and talking about our excitement for which ride we're choosing next. At this point, though, it becomes bittersweet. We've all been on the same ride for quite some time, but it's time for us to each pick a new coaster and begin a new adventure on our own. To my classmates, it's been quite an amazing ride. I want to personally thank each of you for the amazing memories that I'll never forget. From our many celebrations at Hamptons, to the brunches at Hangover Easy after a rough week, and to the memorable events such as Eyeball and Spring Banquet. And also the many memories made at 275 East 15th, more formally known as the I House. I think we can all agree it's been a wonderful 4 years. As a class, we would like to give a huge shout out to our families who are here with us today and who are watching from home. You have all been through our sides through the ups and downs of this beautiful ride. You have given us advice, encouragement, and endless support that we will be forever grateful for. I think I can speak for all of us and that we wouldn't be sitting here today without all of you behind us. Then to the professors and attendings, each of you have played an integral role in shaping us into the doctors you see sitting here today. We will go out into the world and promise that we never forget the impact that you've had on us. We will continue to hear your voices in our head as we recall the information that we've learned from all of you. Then to the staff throughout the College of Optometry, especially the Student Affairs Office who has been there supporting us since Welcome Week through to this weekend, we greatly appreciate all your hard work and dedication. To all the staff in the clinics that we've spent our past 2 years, we've greatly enjoyed all that you've done for us and appreciate the work that you do to help us succeed. Then finally to Dean Zadnick. Dean Zadnick means a lot to us because she took office at the end of our first year. She told us about her amazing new ideas from the college, and we've reaped the benefits as we got the newly remodeled rooms in the building. Although I'm afraid we won't recognize the college when we come back after the renovation of Eyewear Gallery is complete, we want to personally thank you for your time and effort in constantly improving our college. For those of you that don't know, today is actually Dean Zadnick's birthday, and we want to dearly thank you for spending your birthday celebrating us all. I'll give you that. To wrap things up, though, the new rides that we all get on will continue to have ups and downs. But when you need some empowerment, I encourage you to pick up the phone and call a friend. Remind each other of the way that we feel today and the power of how much good we will get to do throughout our lifetime in this profession. We're armed with the knowledge to take care of one of the most important senses that we as humans possess, which is absolutely amazing. So just as a reminder, life is a roller coaster. You can choose to scream on the hills or throw your hands up and enjoy the ride. Here's to enjoying the rides that we have ahead of us. Ride on, class of 2017.
Thank you so much, Dr. Brubaker. This class owes you really a debt of gratitude for your able and competent leadership, and I wish I could that it would be my birthday every year, because I can't think of a better birthday present than all of you sitting there with your hoods on. Before we finish our ceremony, I do need to have you thank the architects of today's ceremony, our dedicated staff members, Jen Bennett, Sarah Couples, Sean Gilbert, Justin Greist, Michael Haddock, Carrie McTighe, Becca Roby, and Carol Wilcox. They really did all the work that led to the ceremony you've seen today. We just got to come up and sit up on stage and look good. So thank you, staff members, so much. So there you are, newly minted doctors of optometry, poised to provide decades of eye care to millions of patients. I'd like to launch you with a poem by Christopher Logue, which has been a favorite of mine since I was a graduate student. Come to the edge. We might fall. Come to the edge. It's too high. Come to the edge. So they came, and he pushed, and they flew. As is our tradition now, please stand to join the class of 2017 in the singing of the loveliest alma mater I've ever heard, Carmen, Ohio. The lyrics are in your program. If you don't know it, they're on the back cover, and you will be led by our brass quartet and Dr. Jordan Booth.
First of all, let's sing happy birthday to Dr. Zadnik for spending our day with us. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dean Zadnik. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, Dean Zadnik.
Oh, come, let's sing Ohio's praise and songs to alma mater raise, while our hearts rebounding thrill with joy which death alone can still. Summer's heat or winter's cold, the seasons pass, the years will roll. Time and change will surely show how firm thy friendship,
So with that, you represent the best of the best educated, the most dedicated, and the most altruistic. We are so proud of you. You represent dreams fulfilled, promises kept, and futures launched. Congratulations, doctors, and go Bucks.